Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Show. This show is filmed in front of 3 cats, 2 dogs, a rat, and I think that's a crackhead over there in the corner. Yep.
Can't forget the dead horse and the.
Oh yeah, and dead horse. Sorry, my bad.
Hey.
Today I'm gonna introduce my lovely co-hosts and friends by what subjective criteria I'm gonna do it. Who is more likely to get into a drunken bar fight?
Me.
Damn.
I don't really go to bars anymore, so.
Baby, this is my subjective opinion.
You go to the gym, so maybe we're talking about getting into fights where you're using bars to hit people?
That could be true too.
You ever been to Texas?
Yeah.
There's a reason why we got turns. That is a bar.
All right. Rodden.
What up? What's up?
Oh,
Hello?
Supposed to be
your
hello.
mic is fucking up again.
Awesome technical difficulties, and it's not on me. I'll take it.
Oh, the black guy.
wow.
I mean, at least when it
goes
happens with
first.
me, y'all can still hear me. Like, that's when my.
Hello?
technical
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yes, we can.
Yes.
Woo.
Welcome back.
Thank you. As I was saying, Rodden,
Oh, I'm not so bad, but we're getting a slight echo from someone.
that would be me.
It's
My mic is shitty.
That sounds
We
more like your
couldn't
speakers.
tell.
But
Next is the ever cantankerous James Colley. How you doing, James?
I'm doing pretty good, but my main question is, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
for what?
I said, are you ready?
I mean, you're not going to get an II captain out of me, so no.
What up, Hellcat?
No.
And last but certainly not least is Angela Arrega. How are you doing, lovely Angela?
I don't think I'm ready.
You aren't? Oh no.
I don't know. When I'm being asked like that, I'm not sure.
I guess we got to stop the stream. Angela isn't ready.
Just got to start over.
We'll spit on it.
Oh my God.
So, Angela, like I was telling you earlier, just now, there are a few questions I would like to hear your opinion on. Mainly, since you're in California, and this mainly it would affect our entire union, but it mainly affects you right now. Have you heard about the stupid reparation shit?
Which stupid reparation shit?
I believe it's San Francisco giving out like $5 million to every black person.
No, but if
Well, they
it
need
was
to leave
going
that.
to
They need
happen,
to leave that. Good.
it's not at all surprising that it's San Francisco.
It's I believe it's being proposed, and I'm using air quotes when I say proposed. It's $5 million and like $1 homes. You know, well, not that shock, yeah. You know, $1 homes. So it mainly affects you as a Californian. So what are your thoughts?
I'm not at all surprised that somebody decided to propose that. Do I think it'll work or should happen? No. It'll take. Well, they'll probably try to initiate it, and when the state goes broke, they'll turn around and try to figure out how to fix it.
Well, it probably won't come from the whole state. 'Cause I don't think they can demand any. If it's just San Francisco, they can demand any other town or county or township give them money for that. And as if the state doesn't says, no, that's your problem, not ours. Well, then San Francisco is just fucked, and they can deal with the shit on the streets like they have the shit in their hearts.
Well, from what I hear, it is being piloted in San Fran, but it's like the state is planning to adopt it.
That's retarded.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, I'm not even going to not frickin' mince words on that. That's just straight up retarded.
Well, I'll put it to you like this.
Hey,
As long
okay,
as they
come on.
leave fucking Skittles alone, I don't give a damn what they do with reparations.
Like, my thing is this. Like,
I still love the fact that, like, let's give reparations to people who weren't slaves in a state that wasn't even around when slavery was now around. I mean, yeah, let's just keep finger painting with our shit from our own asshole.
yeah, but see, the problem with that is, at some point, the wokeness just gets fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, Hellcat, I sent you the link if you want on. You know, it's
Oh, we're
it's
gonna have some
fucking
gift
stupid.
wars.
Huh?
I said Hellcat now have some gift wars.
Yeah.
Probably not. He's got way better stuff than I do, probably.
It's only a war if you
Well,
damn
you never
know.
know.
It's only a war if you're armed.
Oh, and Angela, my bad. How'd you feel about that recall? Like, where'd you sit with that one?
I think that sums it up perfectly.
I said recall and the dog went off.
Which recall?
I believe the one where Larry Elder was the primary with Gavin Banger, wife Newsom.
There have been so many recall elections that
Really?
at this point we're on at least 3, I think.
Like, how does he still get fucking elected?
Because people are hoping that it'll just turn around and blow over until the next actual election. And then they can turn around and do something about it. Also, there are idiots in the more liberal enclaves that actually think that guy isn't a moron.
That whole bloodline is fucking retarded. And I'm talking because he's Pelosi's nephew, if I'm not mistaken.
You know more about him than I do. Other than that, I really want him out of office.
Like, that whole... I can't even say anything on that man. That man is terrible. I don't have... Okay, Hellcat. Not in a quiet zone yet. So you must be hanging with the fam. You know, I'm gonna have to get that one from you, Rodden. All right, so how are you going to do attack ads against Florida, trying to get Floridians to move to California? Oh, the guy, what up? You know, how are you going to do that? Like, are you that fucking retarded?
Uh-huh. They are.
Well, sorry, I just had to. I was sitting at work and I was listening to various YouTubers and the Black Conservative.
Oh, and since you just brought that up, and I was gonna say because I finally finished the corner. Have you just tried not being black?
No.
You haven't tried just not being black yet?
I can't help it. It's hard. It really
But you said you haven't even tried.
I have tried. Well, technically, I'm not black. I voted for Trump.
Oh,
Yep,
Oh,
Biden
okay.
took my blackness. The president declared it, so I'm not a black man. I'm a heavily melanated white guy.
you do realize that there were people to vote for other than Biden and Trump, right?
True, but I like Trump.
Okay,
He wanted to
that's
become
an
a-
interesting stance.
Is it
Haven't you
because
heard that joke?
huh?
Haven't you heard that one joke?
What's the one joke?
The little white boy the little black boy that goes in and dumps flour all over himself. Goes up to his
No.
brother and says, "Look, I'm a little white kid now." And brother kicks his ass.
Ouch.
He's crying, so he flowers himself and cover up the tears. And looks at his sister and says, "Look, I'm a little white boy now." Sister whips his ass. And right after his sister whips his ass, his mom looks at him and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And she whips his ass. So he goes outside. He's upset. He goes, "Ain't been 5 minutes, and I already hate all these niggas."
Wow.
So, in Tyr's defense, now that he's a heavily melanated white guy, he doesn't understand it either.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It is all the melanin. It got sucked right out of me the moment I cast that vote.
And there we
Where did
go.
it suck it
The
from?
show has been shared amongst the Discord channels I'm in.
God damn it! I totally forgot to share shit out.
Bro, I got you on Twitter. I got you on the Discords. I mean, other than Facebook, because I ain't sharing this with most people I know.
Oh, thank you,
Especially
Rod.
after
That's kind of where I'm at too. I have to be careful. I have to be careful who I share this with.
Oh, like
because-
90% of the people I know, it's like I really don't care. The worst is gonna happen is you're like, I can't believe you say the things you said, or that you're gonna hang around with those people. Been like, we said worse at the smoke pit.
I have two sayings. I have two words for those people that are offended on my behalf. Fuck right off.
That's like
I know
it's
it's three, but I
gonna-
purposely did it.
since we already
want
went
you-
with one kind of dark joke, we'll go with another. And that one,
Dark
and,
joke.
well, this one it's religious in that whole aspect. So two Roman soldiers are talking to each other, and the one says to the other, goes, "Hey, so how'd that crucifixion of Jesus Christ go the other day?" The other Roman soldier turns and looks at him and goes, "You know, I thought it'd take more nails, but it only took a handful."
Oh,
No, it's right up there with Sam Kinnison's bit about he's
Sacrilege.
not coming back.
Sacrilege.
If God tells me I'm going to be going to hell, I'm just going to have to look straight at him and say, "Whatever, God," and back out into hell.
Hey, remember, God's land is more set.
Isn't it ironic?
It is. It's like rain.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Now that song's stuck in my head. Thanks,
And
guys.
who would have thought it figured?
Isn't it ironic, Angela?
Don't you think?
You're gonna make me start
little
singing,
too
and you're gonna
ironic.
regret it.
I really do think.
I mean, what if God was one of us?
Oh no.
Just a stranger on the bus.
Just a slob like one of us.
Well,
Trying to find
I
his
was
way
gonna
home.
say you skipped a line there, but
What if God was one of us? Just a stranger on the bus trying to find his way home.
no.
No,
What
I think
if
it's just
God
a-
was one of us, just a
Just a
slob
slob
like
like
one of us? What if God was
Just a stranger on a bus, just trying to get by,
trying to find his way home.
trying to find his way home.
Oh wow.
Shows you I don't remember everything. Okay, got outbid. One I don't care. Sorry,
Well,
I'm looking
Guy
at my
Gamer,
email.
how are you, dear sir? I'm glad that you tuned into this shit show.
It's not a shit show yet, because I have plans.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
going to read from "Am I the Asshole?" the subreddit, and we're going to
really?
decide: is this person an asshole?
Oh, good. I love this game. How close to James? It's also called a. How close to James Colley are you?
Really close. Let's see. Let me pull it up because I was looking at it and I kept thinking, is this person the asshole? You know, is
Who's
this
the
really
asshole?
James Colley? So I'm gonna. Well. Oh God, we know that you're worse than James here.
Mhm. Who?
We know.
Who is?
Me?
Nah, old guy gamer. All right. So, am I the asshole for not bailing my son out?
No.
Damn.
I don't even know what the rest of the story is. Don't even care.
I kind of do. Did the son actually do?
Oh no. My
What did he
son
do?
Becker, 27, talked nonstop about investment men of a crypto coin called Shiba. He kept trying to get my wife and other family members to invest. His investments failed sometime last year, and he hasn't been paying rent. I helped him out for a bit, but told him that to get a job anywhere, but it lasted for maybe a month because he was always overqualified for retail, grocery, and restaurant jobs. Despite dropping out of college and still being settled with that debt. After the new year, I called the bank of mom and dad. He's 27. Things seemed to be okay until last month, until my wife got a random call and Becker is in jail for theft. He stole from his friends and roommates because he was once again unemployed and investment hadn't worked out. Not only that, Becker confessed his crimes to the police because they acted sympathetic to his story. They tricked me, is what he was saying. My wife paid his bail, and I stopped my direct deposit to our joint account. I'm not paying for Becker's lawyer, and I don't care because my wife has repeatedly failed him by calling him her smart or genius boy. Every time he do something stupid, she'd cover for him. Her job doesn't pay that much, but she's already going through all of her money to get him a good attorney because of his felony charge that are freaking a mile high. And I'm not giving him one penny for defense. Is he the asshole?
No, he's not.
Kids gotta
Okay.
learn.
No, especially since didn't you say he gave him like 6 months to figure it out?
Let me see.
Was it 6 months or 6 weeks? Either way.
Either way, the kid's got to learn repercussions to his actions, and plus the fact that he doesn't want to work and everything. No, I know it probably sounds wrong in that whole thing, but you got to take him off the tit at some point.
I agree.
So I think my picture just works for it.
Like it'd be different.
That's what I was laughing at.
Ask a band.
I was waiting for you.
I was just, oh my God, where did you find that?
I believe Rotten goes to like the most racist places on the
Actually,
interwebs.
the bad part is that one I've had for like at least a year or so. This was shit I found via other Discords or for the longest time it used to be Imgur until they went up their own ass.
Woke. I used to use Imgur too, and then it went woke and pretentious.
What else you got? Got another? Am I the asshole?
Oh, you want another one?
Hell yeah.
All right, let's
Keep going.
keep. Okay, I'll find another one. Ouch! Damn! Oh!
That
I
shit
can't
coming.
look at that. Ow.
Oh! Ah!
Oh,
Oh!
Bitch is doing it wrong.
I think the best part is the follow up.
I'm sorry. I can't look.
When the
Like
stuff
I had
hits
to
her-
put my hand up over.
I
Let's
got a
see.
palate cleanser.
window.
Oh, hell yes. Thank you.
Oh.
Wait a minute, let me see.
Do we have anything that I might enjoy?
You're not enjoying the tits or the lack of tits?
What, you want
I-
to see?
I am
Show
not
her.
into women. No, thanks.
Show her.
I mean, she's a
Frodo
little
and,
flat chested, but
Mr.
they better.
At least I can give it a laugh.
He's really polishing that knob, isn't he? All right, let me find another one really quickly. You know, because James asked for it. Hmm. I remember reading one. I need to find that one.
Me finding out how to use this whole thing with the virtual camera thing was probably the worst thing I could do for you on StreamYards because I'm just gonna fuck around for a lot of things.
I seen it earlier.
I mean, we could go over one of the classic ones like Monkey had that they brought up because the woman was asking if she was the asshole because her boyfriend, who she lived with and was living rent-free in his home, basically ended up screwing himself out of his own promotion because he had a cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito in his computer room. This was during COVID. And his boss saw it and asked him to move it the one time. And then it was accidentally left back into where it was inside of it. And he waited till after the meeting and chewed him out. And the guy ended up basically saying, it's like, look, this is my house. And if you're not going to tell me what I have to do in my house, like, you don't deal with that. So basically, because of everything, the dude was like, okay, for the person who was job you were going to get when he's retiring, you're not going to get that. So the one dude's deciding he's going to be a complete asshole in that whole thing. And like, he's commissioning an oiled painting of Danny DeVito, ordered a few more cutouts, and is basically putting like Danny DeVito memorabilia all over his background for his Zoom meetings and whatnot. And his girlfriend's basically just being like, but we could use the money and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, she's trying to ask if she's the asshole. And it's like, yes, it's his fucking decision. Is it petty and childish? Yes, but that's all anyone ever looked at when Monkey was talking about was, well, this guy's being dumb and so is his boss. Well, it's not her job. It's not her house. It's not her money. She's just there.
All right, so I'm rebellious by nature. Like, I don't like being told what to do and how to do it. If it's,
And you should be able to be told what to do in your own home.
Now, I get the whole Zoom meeting shit. You are technically on a company dime, but it's still my house.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one kid that had the, I believe it was a BB gun on his wall.
Yeah, it was like a BB gun or a fucking Nerf gun.
Then he got suspended from school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you. It's my house. Like,
well, that's like, okay, here's where we can go even a bit further on that one. YouTube, I don't know if any of you watch any of the gun channels, but I watch the Yankee Marshal from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And he got kicked out of being able to use super chats, I think it was, or have super chats and even stream for a while because in one of his streams, he handled one of his firearms that was empty. And their justification for that was, well, by you doing that, someone may commit suicide. And it's just like, excuse me, what
Okay.
the fuck?
What?
All right,
Like,
so
have you gone full retard? Like,
Rodney,
beyond?
Yes.
Rodney.
The
Now
answer
let
to
me,
that question is yes.
wait a minute, and I got something for that one. We're gonna walk through the steps of how him showing that gun is gonna help make somebody commit suicide. First off, he shows the gun. That's step one. All right. James got disconnected.
No. There he is.
You back?
Welcome back, baby.
All right. So step one, show the gun.
He's gone again.
He got the gun. He's gone again. You're right. Step two, the gun gets associated with the person's mind. Step three, profit.
Here's the weird part is the fact that it's like
Huh?
he can still show his guns and handle guns during his videos and whatnot. He just can't do it during a live stream.
The fuck? What is the difference?
Exactly.
Like, all right, if two gay guys can butt fuck each other on a
If they
video,
can play, yeah. It's like, the whole what's in my butt.
yeah. Like, if they can do that, I'm pretty sure you can do damn near anything. Because I'm pretty sure shoving shit up your ass is far worse than showing an unloaded gun on screen, on a live stream.
That's the thing is he still also, because he has a wall that he has a safe room for his guns.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a wall where he's got a lot of them hanging. Those are behind him and those are fine, but it was just him handling the firearm that got him the whole thing. And it's just like, seriously, like, are y'all that much of a bitch?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the anti-gunners that are like, you own a gun? I'm thinking about your penis. Checkmate.
I think that's a more you issue. Again, it is. These people are so self-centered. Again, pronouns. It's more of a you issue than it is a me issue. Guns. It's more of a you issue than a me issue. Because I'm not going to use it on you unless you fuck with me.
Yeah. That or unless you're trying to attack me with the intent of great bodily harm or death, or you're trying to attack somebody else with a intent of great bodily harm or death. That's the only way I'm going to use my firearm on another person.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, because I know someone will be like, oh, he's just admitted to it. That's a hope that I never have to fucking do that. That the only thing I ever use my guns for is hunting or shooting fucking targets.
See, and that's the all right. So
And that doesn't mean targets in the act of copulation. That just means actual targets. I couldn't resist to do that.
I know. It's again, these people are so fucking sensitive and butthurt about dumb shit. Fighting with the dog, Angela?
I was.
If it makes the dog feel any better, when it started barking, my cat ran out the room.
Oh, I'm sorry you scared your cat. Rotten, I have to say thank you for that lovely blend of silver spoons and Fresh Prince.
You're welcome.
Like, that's fucking stupid. All right, so let me go back to trying to find the one I was reading earlier. It's about so this guy has a niece, right? He has a daughter and his sister has a niece, a daughter. And the daughter is a complete nut little shit.
Okay.
Ah, there it is. Nope, that's not the one. And his daughter had a birthday with just a few girls, and their one daughter's friends. And wait a minute, I can't find it. See, this is why I just save shit.
Well, he's trying to figure that out because of just some dumb shit that I was thinking at work and whatnot and everything, because I kind of doing my little bit of a radio host impersonation. I kind of want to go through and how people like I'm going to give the radio a chance and they'll go listen to a radio station that has all that like dumb shit sound effects and then it goes to some shitty song.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to make my own version of that, but then try to find a variation of Never Gonna Give You Up that I like for it just to fuck with people. So I got to start finding like dinosaur roars, like a baby crying somewhere, lasers, and I just got to find this shit. And it's going to be an endeavor because I'm a mostly functioning idiot and I have really no idea how to edit a video. So this is going to take some time. But that is my goal.
It sounds like it'll be a fun project, though.
I need to look for it more. I'll look for more stuff of it.
Let me see if I can find it on my history. Because I was reading it at work, and it was just like, yeah.
By the way, I found a Am I the asshole?
Go right ahead, read it.
This one. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
He said go ahead and read it.
Oh, okay. Am I the asshole for not letting my friend bring her support dog to my wedding?
Oh, go ahead. I want to hear that one.
I, a 27-year-old female, am getting married to my long-term boyfriend, 29, male, Dan, in 4 weeks. It's not going to be a super expensive or crazy wedding because we aren't about that kind of thing. We're saving for a down payment on our first home. But I'm so excited to get to spend the rest of my life with this dork. The problem is that my good friend, Maddie, 26, female, she wants to bring her support dog, Hans, 2-year-old male. I like Hans. He's really cute, and Maddie loves him so much. She got him when he was a puppy because she has diabetes, and he can tell her when her blood sugar is spiking or something. And he keeps snacks in his pouch that he has on his back. I've never seen him do this, but she says it's totally specially trained, and she spent $2,000 on him. She worked from home pretty much since she got him, and I don't know how well socialized he is, and I haven't seen him with a large group of people. The thing is that my
Continue.
what is an FMIL?
FMIO.
No, FMIL.
FM. Oh, future mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law.
Okay, the thing is that my future mother-in-law, 52, female, she doesn't like to be around dogs. Not like an allergy. She just has a bad experience with a dog once, and when she was younger, and needed stitches, and now she's afraid of them.
Well, and her mother-in-law's a bitch.
I know, totally, but she's gonna be mommy dearest.
Oh God.
I've seen her around dogs, and she gets really scared and shaky, and needs to get away from the dog. She really didn't like me when me and Dan started dating, so I'm really afraid of not making her like me again, especially since we live in his hometown and my family is 1,000 miles away. Maddie promises me that Hans is really well behaved and won't run my future mother-in-law or run at my future mother-in-law, and she won't need to be near him at all. She says she needs Hans because if she goes into a diabetic shock, but I told her my future sister-in-law is an ER nurse and she would be okay. And my future sister-in-law could be like Hans for the night. Also, there's a lot of little kids around and Hans is a big dog. I haven't seen him around kids before, so I don't know if he'll be okay with them.
I'm just going to interrupt right here. No, she's not the asshole. The friend's being a jackass by wanting to bring her dog there. One, unless you have actual paperwork stating that it's a legitimate service animal, no. And that whole thing, even though there is that one part of me which is like just bordering on 50%, that would be like, you should bring the dog just to piss the mother-in-law off, because I'm that type of asshole. And I'd say get over it, considering the fact, guess what? I got attacked by a German Shepherd who had heartworms when I was around preschool age, got over 300 stitches in my head, and I'm not afraid of dogs, you little bitch.
Well,
Well, that explains a lot.
without reading the last paragraph,
Well, it also helped. It also helped for me that our dog, when I came back from the hospital, had gotten out of her pen and had her pups in an area to where no one in the family could get her but me. And my dad was like, "Now, don't you go in there." Where the fuck did he go? And I come walking out with pups.
Well, you want to read the last paragraph?
Go for it.
But
I asked Dan if he could talk to his mom, but he said that if Hans comes, his mom will walk out of this wedding, and she's his mom, and she should come first. I really want to make Maddie happy because she's one of my best friends here, but I told her that Hans couldn't come. She got really mad at me and accused me of putting my future mother-in-law's baby fears, as she calls them, before her life. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
She is kind of an asshole. Given that the dog is actually given that the dog is actually needed for a purpose, it's not just like an emotional support animal. She's kind of an asshole. But it would have been less of an asshole thing if she had turned around and said, "Look, I'm not going to. You can come to the wedding if you choose to, but I can't have the dog here."
Angela, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not asking this question to pry. You feel free to not answer this when I'm going to ask next. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you diabetic? Have you been diabetic?
No, my grandmother was,
and my father is.
So I was diabetic. You can tell when your blood sugar is spiking. There are signs, and and you can tell when your blood sugar is low. And there are ways to mitigate that both ways. If your blood sugar is spiking, they say drink water. That'll thin that shit out. If your blood sugar is low, they say drink orange juice. She does not need that dog. That dog is
unless she already sounds like she's not that smart.
Yeah, but
if she doesn't know how to pay attention to the signs that she's having issues. The dog actually is necessary.
I wouldn't say she doesn't know how to pay attention to the signs. I think she doesn't care.
I think, but that is.
Well, I'm going to interrupt because, I've actually met quite a few diabetics that way. Since they know they can just take insulin, they don't take care of their health. Like serious for so many diabetics, especially if they're type 2, which it sounds like she most likely is. And that whole thing by having to have like snacks or whatnot and not having to have like an actual insulin shot like Trippy does. Like, yeah, she's a type 2 diabetic, and if she changed her fucking diet, she could actually take care of it. But she wants to be lazy. She wants to be like my Uncle James and be a fat sack of shit when it comes to that portion of his life.
Full disclosure, I was diabetic. I think my highest A1C was like 9.0.
Oh, dude,
I am not diabetic. Like as of today, I am not diabetic. I changed my entire diet.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my dad found out he was a diabetic when he woke up and he was blind temporarily.
And that shit scares me. I don't want those issues. I don't want to be blind. I don't want to lose my foot. I don't want none of that shit. I don't like needles.
Oh yeah,
I don't stab myself.
Considering the fact diabetes is a thing in both sides of my family, and I got about maybe 10 years until like my dad actually found out he was a diabetic and everything. Yeah, I still eat like shit, but I don't eat like complete shit.
Yeah, like that, dude. That shit scares me. I'm terrified. Like, I love just being able to stare at a screen all fucking day because it pleases me to do it. I can't afford to go blind. That shit would destroy me.
Oh yeah,
you know. And from
I like guns. I don't want to be shooting and not know where I'm shooting.
Yeah, so that shit from what it seems like, this girl does not need that dog. She just doesn't give a shit, and she's the asshole in this situation, not the author. I get it. You don't want a dog at your wedding.
I will give you that. If the dog is superfluous, then yeah, the friend is the asshole.
Like, but
if the dog is actually a necessary thing, like she just does, like I said, she's just oblivious to what's going on with her. Because I do know people like that too.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be oblivious to your like.
You shouldn't be. No one should be, but I do know people that are.
I do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. If it's serious enough for you that you have to shell out $2,000 for a specially trained animal, her diabetes, her pancreas may not be working exactly the way it should be,
and she probably should be seeing a doctor for it.
Exactly.
Well, at that point, she should have John. She would.
But you have to have medical clearance to get an actually trained animal.
Yeah, and she probably has that clearance. But at the same time, yeah, it's her friend's wedding.
Yeah, that's why
she can do what he wants.
Yeah, but at most, she's going to be there for what, 2-3 hours? You're telling me that you can't be without that dog for 2-3 hours?
If you were, I have a friend that has an insulin pump, and there for a while, if her pump, she wouldn't check her insulin because of the pump. And there's been a couple of times where she's had a mishap with the pump, where she's gotten to work, everything was fine, something kinked up with the pump, and next thing you know, she was on the ground. Now, if she had had a service animal with her, that service animal would have been able to save her.
Mm-hmm.
But that's type 1 diabetes too. We don't know which type this is.
And like I said, from everything, it sounded like she was just being lazy and didn't want to actually go through the work. There's some people that they still try to go through the work and they're still just in bad luck. And there's other people that even though they can change it through just diet and medication, they don't. And I'm this cynical, nihilistic, just asshole, whatever. I'm always of the latter portion that majority of the time it is that whole thing to where it's they just have to use medication and proper diet and exercise and they'll be fine. Because that, from everything I'm aware of, that's the statistical norm.
Yeah. Like there are quite a few people I know, a coworker of mine, I'd like to use examples, coworker of mine, she could have her medical issues is because of her diet. Like cakes, pies, she eats all kinds of sweets, all kinds of shit.
And this is coming from the fat ass who's going to be eating a donut here in a little bit.
But that's totally different between, you know, a big ass cake, a bigger slice of cake.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a huge difference. One donut isn't gonna.
Well, if I eat that one, I'll have had 4 donuts since I woke up, but that's also in like a 14-hour time span, and I went to the gym today.
Yeah, by now your body should have worked that donut off in the sugar it provided, or those 4 donuts. It is a big difference, and I think the friend is the asshole, not the author. Even though 4 hours max at a wedding, you don't even have to stay for the entire wedding. I don't know if she's in the party. You know, I don't think
I'm
she's.
sorry, I'm laughing at Run's.
Her thing. That's a good one. Find another one, James.
All right.
Like I was saying on this one, to me, these are always missing some amount of
Information,
context.
Oh,
So
they
it
almost
really
always
depends
are.
It really depends on the amount of necessity the dog holds in the person's daily life versus whether or not she is just not wanting to pay attention and take care of herself. Basically, she wants to be able to go to the party, have cake and booze, and not have to worry about her blood sugar spiking.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yep.
Am I the asshole for yelling at a disabled girl and making her cry?
Oh Lord. God bless you, James.
I need context.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Send it.
I, male 16, am disabled myself. I use forearm crutches due to ME/CFS and occasionally a wheelchair when it gets bad and an injury I had as a kid that never healed right. I'm also neurodivergent, autism.
Oh Lord.
This girl I go to school with, female, 17, is the most obnoxious girl I've ever met. Now, mind you, this is a kid with autism calling a 17-year-old chick obnoxious. She likes to compare our disabilities and says hers are worse without ever actually disclosing what she has. I physically can't walk without supports. She can walk just fine. She will interrupt class to talk to the teacher about personal issues. Everyone I've talked about to her has a dislike for her as well. She's fully capable of using a backpack, but instead uses this box, a rolling box that gets in everyone's way and is always a mess. Last time I saw it, it had trash from a field trip we went on a month ago. By the way, this guy doesn't capitalize a fucking thing, but he uses periods, and that's about it. What kind of autistic?
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Anyhow, yes, I am, but it always gets in the way and gets upset when I need. Wait, it always gets in the way, and she gets upset when I need accessible class seats because I physically cannot walk. She complains about her box all the time. I will also use noise canceling headphones when sounds are too overwhelming, and she'll come over and say shit like, "It's not fair. You can use them when school says headphones aren't allowed in class." She reported me to security for wearing my favorite Ninja Turtle hoodie to school because it has weapons on it. One day I sat in an accessible seat in my chemistry class. It's low to the ground with shorter seats to accommodate wheelchairs and a clamp on the side to hold my crutches and splash came in place. I sat down, and as soon as the girl came in, she started getting mad at me and said, "One day I'm going to get here before you to use that seat. I need extra space for my box." I've been dealing with her for 5 years at this school, and I finally had it with her shit. I looked at her and started yelling, "Oh my fucking God, dude. You do not need a goddamn box. You are not special. Shut up, please. I hate you. Stop acting like we're friends. We're not. I hate you so much. Leave me alone. You annoy me so much. I need this more than you. I can't walk, dude." I had tears dripping down my face from how angry I was. She started crying, left the room, taking the backpack she kept on in that goddamn box. My friend walked me out of the room and took me on a walk around the school to calm me down a bit. I felt really bad about what I did, but I don't know if I'm the asshole or if I went about at it the right way. Am I the asshole?
They're both
Well, yeah, you are the
assholes.
asshole. I don't think
Yeah.
the girl's the asshole.
The girl's the
I
asshole.
think she was just trying to find a friend.
The girl's the asshole.
I think she's being an asshole. She might not be. She might not think she's trying to, but
She's not
trying to.
intentionally being
Yeah.
an asshole, but they're both assholes.
Well,
I don't think
he
so.
instantly lost me when he said he was neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Okay, if he's autistic and he has to have the noise canceling earphones,
It's pretty heavy. Like
yeah,
that's
you know,
that's pretty serious at that point. But
I mean, he's got issues. He's able to admit that he has these issues. But this chick that doesn't ever actually say what she's got going on with her, and she's in special ed.
Well, she seems autistic too.
I mean, they're both fucking idiots.
Well, it's a retard fight for sure.
Again,
But
he lost me when he said
Cripple
neurodivergent.
fight.
no, it's retard fight.
I just can't help but go with the Eric Cartman. Timmy versus Jimmy. Cripple fight.
Jimmy!
I said criminal. Where the hell? I know I was reading it early. See, this is why I need to save shit.
Favorites, brother. Favorites.
Shush it. Shush.
You bookmark shit.
I was at work. I was slightly annoyed at work.
Bro,
today,
you
so,
can. Okay, so you were reading it on your phone, right?
Yeah,
You could have still bookmarked it on your phone.
I know.
It's like you ain't gonna get out of this
I'm
just
going
because you was
private.
dumb.
I know I'm dumb. Don't rub it in.
Bro, like, have you seen the dumb shit I've gone through with the whole thing of like didn't realize my mic was fucked or wasn't showing
Yeah.
for 20 fucking minutes? Like, I was salty about the 6 minutes. I'm still fucking salty like 6 weeks later.
Oh, this is a good one. All right, so this is another good one. Let me pull this out and then. But go ahead, finish while I'm doing this, Rodney.
Finish what?
Your little rant, your saltiness.
Oh,
That
that's
shit
really
was
just it.
funny.
I'm just fucking annoyed at myself still that I like, why else do you think now whenever I go to set up a stream, I go through each even though all the scenes use the same freaking thing because of copy and paste and whatnot, I still go through each individual one and check my mic or my audio input. Like, it's just, God, it's annoying.
All right, this one was a good one too. Am I the asshole? Won't call dad's wife mom. My 33, she's a 33-year-old female. Parents, 62 female and 65 male. Divorced 20 years ago.
Give me just
at
a
20.
second. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'm gonna grab a drink for this. Keep talking. I'm just gonna mute myself so I can throw it to my speakers.
All right. At 25, I left my home country to work abroad. My dad met R, 67 female, within the same year. I got married to my husband, 34-year-old male, 5 years ago, and we live in his home country. When our son was born, God, this is superfluous information. We don't need to know this shit. Was born almost 4 years ago. I gave R the title of grandmother to my child 3 years ago. My dad and R got married. R has 2 children with her late husband, both in their 40s. Last year, our son had his first child, and a month later, we had our second. It was decided that my dad and R would travel to visit her son and then come see us on their way back in January. My dad and I share a passion for gardening, so I took him and R to our local gardening shop. I introduced one of the owners to my dad and R. My exact words were, "This is my dad and his wife, R." All good. They exchange hellos. We leave. That night, after a few glasses of wine, R decided to tell me that she was hurt and offended by how I introduced her. Surprised by this, I asked her to explain. She refused and also would not let it go. Eventually, she stated she wanted to be called Mom. I tried to be nice.
No, I'm sorry.
I tried to be nice and explain to her that this was not going to happen. I have a mom, and we are incredibly close. I told her I believe I gave her the higher title, grandmother. This was not good enough, and she pressed the issue and eventually got into wanting a higher title than my mom. Her reasoning, she can financially give my children more than either parents can. She is very wealthy, and my parents aren't. I told her that my children and I don't want or need her money. Again, that wasn't good enough, and she would not let it go. It went around in circles for hours, and a lot more was said regarding her relationship with her own mom and her daughter.
Okay, pause. I'm going to interrupt right now. 1, no, she is not the asshole. The stepmother, and I'm using that term,
Is a bitch.
No, she's not a bitch. She's a complete cunt. Sounds refreshing. It's not. The title of mother or mom is earned, especially if you're a step parent. You do not demand. I don't care how pissed off you want to be. You do not demand, try to bribe, try to threaten, try to
I was
blackmail.
gonna say, you don't buy that shit.
Like that, and if she said no, it's flat out. It's out of her hands. She doesn't have a say in the matter whatsoever. So, no, she is not the asshole. Quite literally, as soon as it went to, I'm over 30. My dad was divorced. It's like my parents are divorced and my dad got remarried. Boom. No, you're not the asshole unless, like, quite literally, period. Unless your dad was being a douchebag about it, and it'd still be no.
I don't think the dad was being a douche. Like, he seemed to be indifferent. Like, he doesn't want to get involved.
That's what I mean. It's like, unless the dad was the one that's like, well, I'd appreciate it if you call her mom. No, it's irrelevant. She is not the asshole in this situation. Now, I could kind of understand if she'd have been like, I've worked hard. I'd love to be called mom. It's like, I'd love for you to call me mom, but I want you to do it naturally. That's an understandable. That's someone who's saying, it's like, I would love to have that honor, but I want to earn it. And Terry, I was playing
but
Speaking in
it's kind of
Tactics again.
hard.
But yeah, like, this is one of those ones to where it's no, unless you're just being a complete asshole about something else. That am I the asshole for not calling my father's wife mom, who's not my mom? No.
I agree. She isn't in this situation. She literally isn't the asshole. You like you say, you can't force the issue.
Like,
so
okay, my brother and I, well, of the siblings I actually can talk to, because I don't know my eldest brother. I've never gotten a chance to meet him. My actual sister, I found I had confirmed. It was confirmed a few years back. I'm still trying to find out a way to meet her, because I just kind of want to bullshit with her, because my dad was a hoe. Sort of. The first one's a little bit weird, and I'm not going to get that to on stream because that's his business.
Understandable.
And he'd probably explain it, but I'm not going to be the one to tell it. But the brother I grew up with we are same mom, different dad. He calls my dad because my dad was there after his divorce. It's like after the pretty nasty divorce my mom went through, and he went through and earned it. And he's never expected it out of my brother. He's never expected to be called dad. Granted, he does appreciate the fact that with everything he went through, it got brought up that he was. I got that. Basically got that title. So no, she is not the asshole, and pretty much she'll never be the asshole. And to pull the whole thing of, I can give your kids a better life, bitch, what? Stay the fuck away from me. At that point, I think I would have just gotten up, grabbed my husband, and like, I don't care what you're pissed off about. We'll get an Uber, we'll get whatever. And I'd look my own father dead in the face and been like, until she apologizes to me and I feel it's sincere and I feel it, we're not coming back here. If you want to come visit your grandkids, you can. She's not allowed anywhere near them. If you were living together, I'd be moving the fuck out.
I just found one that I'm looking at the title. I just read the title, and again, I just read the title, and it's a video game related one. So I'm pretty sure me and James and Rodden would get a kick out this one. I'm pretty sure Andrew would probably get a kick out this one too. All right, now it's marked as asshole.
She plays Stardew Valley.
You play Stardew Valley?
I do.
You are awesome.
This is how I feel to that woman. It's grandma.
Wait a minute. I'm in a different browser. Let me look it up.
It's the maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Maybe fuck yourself. There you go. All right. So, mind you, this one is marked asshole. From the community. So, about a month ago, I was on a flight, and to entertain myself, I was playing the video game Scarlet Hollow on my laptop. This is a visual novel horror game that at times is quite intensely graphic gore and body horror, the kind that would get a hard R rating as a movie. As I was leaving at the end of the flight, an elderly lady I was sitting next to stopped me. She remarked to me that playing the game I was playing was very disturbing, and that it was rude of me to play something like that in a public space where people or kids could see it without meaning to. She said she'd been upset by them, and also pointed out that there were young kids in the row behind us. Oops. I apologize for bothering her, although I don't know why she didn't ask me to stop playing during the flight if the images bothered her. I would have, The kids I generally hadn't noticed, and they were very well behaved. But anyway, their parents didn't complain. I got no signals that they were upset or ever seen what I was doing. Is he the asshole?
No.
Yes and no. Not intentionally. Um, it's
He's
a self-awareness.
oblivious.
It's a self-awareness thing. So it's like he's a slight asshole for not having the self-awareness to being like, I'm in a public place, and this isn't something that's good. This should be done in a public place.
I don't think he's an asshole at all. Hey, Charlie Bot.
Because like it is that whole thing. He was watching it on a. It's like he was playing it on a flight, and it's something he's into. But you also have to understand that on a flight, people are going to see things and everything, and it'd be in a lot of cases the same thing of like someone watching porn or whatnot. Like, yeah, you can kind of get away with the R, but if like you look at most of the movies that the flights are going to have, they're probably not going to be much over like PG-13 usually.
Yeah, but it's again, maybe it's that rebellious streak in me, but I'm playing on my laptop a game. I'm not bothering anybody. Why are you looking at my screen?
Because we're all a bunch of nosy bitches.
So I gotta stop playing my game because you are nosy.
It's still that whole thing. And it's not necessarily because of me or necessarily because of someone else, but it's just that whole thing of I hate using the same. It is that kind of thing of like we live in a society, and there are certain things that are considered normal and considered not okay. That's mostly considered not okay, even on a flight.
Playing a video game, even though it's a horror game.
Yes, it's not the fact of playing a video game. It's the fact of the horror of it, the horror aspect, and the fact that it would be most likely beyond a hard R because the video games tend to go a little further than most movies will in a lot of cases.
So what if I was playing Resident Evil Village?
I would still say, well, not as bad, probably not the best thing. And it also depends on like where he was sitting. Because if he was in like the far back row with no one behind him and it was just the old woman next to him, mind your business, bitch.
Okay.
But kids are nosy as shit. That's why I said it's not a full on he's an asshole. It's just a like, dude, you're kind of a dumbass.
Okay.
Right. If you play that Bleach game, right?
Yeah.
You play it's Bleach Brave Souls, right? Now, if I came to you and say I don't like you playing Bleach Brave Souls, play something else, would you?
Probably not, because that doesn't have the context of the other one.
It doesn't matter. Like the premise is still the same. It is somebody looking at your screen telling you to do something that you don't want to do because they're offended by what you're doing. He isn't breaking any laws. He's not. It's not pornographic. It's a game, and you don't have to look at his screen.
That's why, like I said, it's not a full on asshole thing. It is a kind of oblivious to societal norms.
I don't think it's oblivious to societal norms. I just think it's not an asshole issue. He isn't an asshole in this situation. Fuck off, lady.
Oh.
You saying something, James?
I have a question for you. You brought up Resident Evil The Village.
Yeah.
First off,
we'll see if this
I'm
gets
sorry
you in
I
trouble.
was
Bastard. That's the money shot.
Skittles.
Look, you were saying, James?
I had to see the end of that. I'm sitting there going, okay, you have my attention.
That was a good one.
It's Resident Evil The Village. Are you using what is it? Enhancements. And if so,
mods?
Are you playing the mods? Yes. Are you using mods? And also, are you playing the dummy mommy part?
It's the base game, and it's only I have a few graphically assisted mods. Like Lady Demetrice is fully clothed.
But jiggle physics?
Yes,
Yeah, I've seen that mod.
you know, or if I play like Dead or Alive beach volleyball,
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough call right there.
it's
You know what
scantily
makes it a
clad
tough call?
ladies.
You know which character makes that the tough call?
Hitomi.
No. Uh, I'm trying to think of her name. The assassin. The
Hitomi.
silver-haired assassin.
Oh, I know you're talking about, but I can't remember right now.
Yeah. She's the one that makes it tough.
But again, the whole he's playing on his laptop, he's minding his business, and then out of nowhere,
Okay. All the lady was trying to do was make him aware of, hey, look, you know,
Some parents could be major assholes about it.
yeah. She's like trying to say, hey, I didn't appreciate it, but hey, saying shit. I'm just letting you know that somebody else could have
I mean,
seen that and been offended by it.
yeah,
And
she followed Mayab. While there are some other people that'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did that."
no,
I
they said
dare
she was
say.
but then
they
again,
said she
you
was
know,
offended, but she didn't say anything. So the person kept playing.
yeah. But at the end of the flight, it was more along the lines of bringing it to his attention.
I still don't think he's the asshole for playing that game though.
And that's what I'm getting at. He's not. He's oblivious. And that's what Rodney's trying to say. He's oblivious to it, to what's going on around him. You know, these are the same type of people that see a drag show for with kids in the audience and thinks it's okay.
Okay, I'm probably gonna say no on that one. That they're close, but they're similar, but they're not the same.
Again, the context isn't the same. It is literally
It's
me
minor
playing
league
something on my
versus
game.
major league at that point. But you
If I
understand
were
my
to
point.
play,
Honestly, this is just gonna be something we're not necessarily gonna agree on, Tier. And
yeah,
in full, we have the same thought process. It is your laptop, and you can play pretty much whatever you want on your laptop. And people should mind their own business. Granted, mind your own business in that whole thing, which is why, like I said, I think the woman was basically like, "Hey, while I'm not a fan of what you were listening, or it's like what you were doing, I'm not gonna stop you. I can't stop you. I don't necessarily like it." But someone else may be a raging asshole Karen to you about it. So I'm just trying to give you a heads up, which is what we're saying is he's oblivious to the societal norms of what would be considered okay. Now, is what he did wrong by any legal sense? No, not at all. And why I'm continuing on with this when I said we should change. Look at my little tag, mostly function idiot. It fits out. But yeah, it's just that whole thing of he wasn't wrong in really any legal sense unless you want to look at the morality police.
the police of vice and virtue.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, there is going to be that whole thing because, like we brought up, she waited until the end. And it's just that whole thing of, yo, next time, try to have a little more understanding of what's around you. Kind of like when I was still in the military and I contacted the debrief guy and I'm like, hey, are you done with X, Y, or Z? And he's like, yeah, I am. I went, no, you're not. And he got pissed, so he called his pro super and they contacted us. And like, the person who contacted him lacks tact in what he went to say. And it's like, well, if your dude wasn't a dumbass and knew what the fuck he was doing, I wouldn't have had to contact him.
I mean,
So in that one, yeah, because that's just the whole, like we said, it's the whole thing. But we'll go on to the next one.
James, you find another one. I think James finds the better ones. I'm still looking for that one I was trying to find.
And since you brought up Bleach,
Oh, that must have been when he first got his Soul Reaper powers.
not exactly. This is after he deals with Uryu.
That's him fighting the Menos.
And he just thought that's what he could do is just chop the Menos down until he hit the head, because he didn't realize that for the most part he never focused his energy. What's another good one?
Let's see.
I had to figure out a way to do this in a freaking. Actually, wait, cancel. Turn that one off.
Should your testimony prove consequential, counsel may be prepared
Let's
for
see.
immediate release. Just the time you remain in the eyes of the ministry.
You? All right, so this title alone just creeped me out. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I don't want her 10-year-old cousin to sleep with us?
Ew.
No, because that's weird.
Wait a minute, wait, that's a no. There is no contract.
And it does have the not the asshole tag.
Because okay, wait a
I'm
second.
scared to read it. Fuck it, I'm doing it. James, continue to find the way you want. Oh, it's a short one. It's a really short one. My wife's family is very close and close-knit. For context, we live with her parents to save money and finish school. Her young cousin sleeps over often, and her 10-year-old cousin sleeps with us most of the time. The first time it happened, I didn't think much about it. But when it started happening consistently, I expressed to her, I like to have some boundaries and respect our space, the bedroom. She got upset and said that if she's comfortable with it, then there's no issue. That's kind of creepy. They must live in Alabama.
I think my gift explains it all on this one.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like that is
Like a
Alabama shit.
grandkid, a kid, I can kind of understand, like morally in a grandkid type of aspect, because like we know that like Bunky does that necessarily when his grandkids visit him. Like that's understandable. It's like your 10-year-old cousin. And how old were these people?
It didn't say.
It doesn't matter. They're adults.
Yeah, that's a no.
It's weird. At 10 years old, you should be able to sleep in your own bed.
At 10 years old, you should be not fully expressing your independence, but like, Mom, stop kissing me and stuff like that. You know, you're about to be a teenager. You know, shit like that. Like,
Now, I will admit, my brother and I used to sleep in the living room because we would stay up all night watching horror movies, and he would have nightmares.
But that's different.
Different though. This is in a
each other's
bedroom.
rooms. Yeah, exactly.
But even all right, so that's a little different. You know, y'all up late night watching horror movies, and you just happen to fall asleep on the couch together. That is totally different between.
Here's the one. This is what should be done to the 10-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got a good one here. Am I the asshole for telling my friend her daughter is not special?
I was looking for that one too. Go ahead.
Both myself, female 32, and my friend Julie, female 32, are single mothers. We've been friends since high school, and I used to think of her as a sister. Julie has a daughter, Zoe, 4. Zoe started kindergarten over a month ago at a prestigious private school, paid mostly by her father. And since Julie has been boasting almost nonstop about how Zoe is so mature and so much smarter than all her classmates and etc., this didn't bother me until I mentioned over text that I was having trouble keeping on top of my housework because of my son, Max, one, was cutting teeth and breastfeeding a lot. Julie made the comment that since he was almost two, he shouldn't be acting like a baby, and followed up with, when Zoe was that age, she was already making her own sandwiches from scratch, which is an exaggeration.
Oh, highly.
Mm-hmm.
I simply didn't reply to the comment, but this seems to have made the problem worse. She has made other small comments comparing our children, but when she sent me a link to services for children with delays, I lost it. I asked her if she was serious, to which she replied that at Max's age, Zoe could already count to 20, which is three, which is a 3-year-old milestone, and I should intervene with Max's issues sooner rather than later. To be clear, Max is meeting all his milestones, and there are zero concerns that he is anything other than a perfectly normal child.
This is what I got to
told her
say to
as
the mother.
much, but
The
then
friend.
also told her that Zoe's maturity is probably because she had to raise herself since she would rather hang out with her now boyfriend and leave her kid with grandma than spend time with her own kid. I think I might have gone too far with my comment. By the asshole.
No.
Because, okay, and this is from someone who eventually would love to have children of their own, and that whole thing. Not everyone thinks your kid is special, and just because you think they are, and you're probably talking out your ass because most parents do, you need to stop being a jackass.
I've become clearly aware if I'm ever blessed with children, that my children are going to be mediocre.
Well,
And well, the thing,
very
is, the
true.
weird thing is that's not a bad thing necessarily.
Not at all. And I'm going to be happy with them.
I mean, it's like most parents say, that they like after, especially after everything, that they just hope that they're in good health and everything. But still, the best you can hope for is they're not completely fucking retarded.
What is the female equivalent of a pissing contest?
Cat fight.
That's what it is. The friend is being catty. Like she's using the daughter or her child as a proxy.
Spelunky.
Oh, my girl is so special. She did all this when she can count to 20 and she can barely count to 2.
I guess you didn't hear my comment.
No, go ahead. Read the comment.
You said what's the female equivalent of a pissing contest?
Mm-hmm.
Spelunky.
Rocky.
Say that again.
Dive spelunking.
Oh, spelunking.
That is not the same thing.
You're trying to say who has a deeper crevice.
James, I can't with you some days. Another day, I'm glad I know you.
Which day is this?
I'm unsure. Give me 20 minutes.
Comments that you can't make when you're in close proximity to your girlfriend.
Angela, if you're gonna strangle him, could you not do it on screen? Because
we're not in close proximity.
Yes.
Yet.
Yes. James, remember,
she's just pulling that whole thing, like I said before, of like in the words of Polydub, like if she could reach the screen, she would give him such a shake.
Angela has a little list of things. James
and the sad part is though, is we know that if she were to if she could strangle James, via the internet, he'd be like, "Keep going, I'm so close."
Make your mommy tighter.
I told Moonshock that when James does come out here, he's gonna have to get off the plane in Goldie Gear because he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
Angela has everything you've done. She got it time stamped, written down, and put on a little board. James, you got a lot to answer for.
Right? You remember this asshole?
James, when you see her, you better give her flowers, cards. You better kiss so much ass, or you're not going to be in the doghouse. She's going to turn you into a doghouse.
It's a good thing I'm not twins. Then she'd have a matching set of shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, upper level humor.
That is upper level humor.
Yeah. Personally, this girl isn't the asshole. Now, the friend, you even insinuate my child is special needs and you're
What up,
putting your
okay.
kid off to your parents every other weekend or every weekend? Fuck you. And secondly, Tier, if you are ever lucky enough to know that you have a child,
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to tap you on the shoulder while you're getting cigarettes?
Nope. I'm
Let you
going to
know
have
how old they
dinner
are
when I
now?
go out for milk. Remember, I don't tell women my real name. I'm always Matt Jarbo.
See, you got to at least get some flair on it because that's what Jack Cochran uses. You have to at least try to spice it up a little bit. Like mine is Mitt Harbo.
My name is Harbo. Not. No, Miat Jabba.
See, there you go.
I was gonna say we're starting to get overpopulated with Matt Jarvis.
Look, he did it to himself.
I mean, at least you're not going with Ethan Ralph.
Ugh.
No, I tend to go with you're welcome.
Well, usually when you're using Ethan Ralph, it's because they've committed a crime.
Yeah.
Well, isn't he in Mexico dodging something or somebody or whatnot?
He's somewhere not in the U.S. that speaks Spanish.
He's always dodging something.
Oh,
Like child
I
support.
don't think it's Mexico though.
I thought it was in South America.
I know he's in a foreign country that he got his. No, that was when he was in Portugal. He got his ass whipped.
He might be. I think that's where he's in.
It was in Portugal. He got his ass whipped, and in Mexico.
Really?
And his purse stolen.
I was gonna say they stole his purse in
That was also Portugal.
Portugal.
They attacked the gut and they stole his man bag.
His gun fell out.
It's not a purse; it's a man's carry-all.
I mean, technically, it would be a satchel, but he's not as cool as Indiana Jones, so no.
He had a fanny pack. That with all that gunt, he had to have a huge fanny pack.
Hey, look, I can't dog on fanny
gun
packs
pack.
because you can actually hold a gun in there, so that's a way to conceal carry in certain ways.
It's a
I
gun
didn't know.
pack.
It's a gunt pack, not a fanny. Hey, whatever happened to the loyal cows of yesteryear? Ethan Ralph.
Which one?
Andy Worski. Whatever happened to those assholes?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Drugs are bad, okay?
It made me sad. I really liked Andy Worski.
He just went insane.
He did.
Some people just need to stop.
Oh,
And Worski needed to stop. I do like Japanese pussy. Did I say that out loud?
You did.
Okay, I just making sure.
Hey, look, I probably should have went out and tried to meet women and whatnot when I was in Okinawa, but I kind of had a bet with my cousins. I think they're still married, but they're supposed to be getting divorced or something. It cost him money to actually to initiate the divorce. It's free for her because equality.
Yay!
But she was betting me that I would end up marrying a local, and homie, don't play that. I say that, but I say that like I'm someone who actually has game. It just meant I didn't go out, which was already bound to happen.
Okay.
I lack those abilities.
Here's a little known fact. Did you know vaginal or pubic hair on an Asian grows in sideways?
Oh Lord,
Why?
it's slanted.
Why are we having?
Rotten for
Well,
the
you know.
assist.
I
Thank
got you,
Rob.
James.
Okay, I got another one. Are you ready for it?
No.
Am I the asshole for
Okay.
not making my husband's coffee
Yes.
anymore?
No,
Angel is not even responding to the story anymore. She's just saying it straight to James.
She's like,
Well,
yes, you're an asshole. I know that one.
Angela, we already know he's an asshole. Like hey man, let me see if I can change this.
But am I the asshole for not making my husband's coffee?
I'm
anymore?
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Why is she not making
cut
his
me.
coffee anymore?
Okay, do we want to take guesses now or do we want to hear the story?
Yeah, I want to hear the story.
Okay.
I will take a guess before. Yes.
Anybody else want to take a bet? Okay. When we first moved in together, it was clear we had different coffee drinking expectations / styles. I would make 1 to 2 cups to drink in the morning, and if I wanted more later, I would make more. I like it hot and fresh. Old coffee tastes bad to me. He wanted to make a whole pot, drink it all day, perhaps over the next few days as well. So we've been living together for 7 years, and I started making a whole chai mix because I knew that that's what he wanted. I almost always get up first to make it. The whole chai mix takes a while, sometimes 30 minutes, especially with the toddler running around. The problem is I'm pregnant with my second child and tired. Oh, nice to know it's just your child, whore. Now I often sleep in, and he gets up first, but he won't make new coffee. He just drinks yesterday's old coffee. I became annoyed that he won't put the effort in, and started making single cups when I got up. It only takes 2 minutes, and it seems like it's fun drinking cold old coffee anyway. He says I'm the asshole because if I'm making coffee, I should just make a bunch, and he likes. I explained there's
If
a
she's
big
doing
time
the
difference.
K-cup thing, she's just causing more waste than she fucking needs to. And that whole thing, and like, I can kind of agree with them. And if you're going to do that, honestly, this is where I'm going to be the asshole. Get a second fucking coffee maker and both y'all make your own goddamn coffee. You're both dumbasses and you're both fucking idiots. And you're both fucking idiots.
I don't drink the devil's nectar, son.
Do not be
Okay.
dissing coffee.
it's the devil's nectar.
I am knife handing my own screen right now, okay, son? And I'm the youngest motherfucker here right now.
I
On
explained
this,
there's a big difference between 1 cup and a full chai mix. And he doesn't understand. He
Yeah,
doesn't
probably about
make
30
the
seconds worth
effort
of
to
work.
make a full pot either. So why should I? Who sucks here?
Both of them.
Yeah, they both were dickheads.
And probably neither of them suck dick either.
Well,
I'm gonna
that's
try
why a woman
again.
smiles when she's walking down the aisle.
Shut up.
Because she gave her last blowjob.
That all depends if you get a dirty girl or not.
As somebody who does in fact love coffee and is not particularly like cash heavy, anyone who is going to turn around and dump out coffee that isn't like spoiled is already on my shit list. You can always throw that in the microwave and heat it up.
Deal with it. All right. So again, I'm not particularly fond of coffee, but I agree with Angela. Like it isn't bad. You just don't like it cold. Heat it up.
Yeah, if you can nuke a cup of tea, you can nuke coffee.
Shit, you ain't even gotta put it. You don't gotta put it in the microwave. Put it in the pot and warm it, and there you go.
No, that's a little weird, man.
Back in the day, they used to have coffee pots that didn't turn off.
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah,
so
And you can always
get one of
you
those
can always
and shut the fuck up.
You can always turn around and hit the brew button again. It's not going to make more coffee, but it is going to heat up your coffee.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even you don't have to put in a K cup for it to do the whole pot warming up thing, like you said, Angela. So what is the issue? I think she is an asshole.
I think both of them are fucking idiots.
They need to find
I
other
think
people.
Since they're
really
having
dumb.
sex with each other, most likely they are fucking idiots.
They are. You're right. They are fucking idiots.
Idiots, fucking idiots.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to find, bro.
Yep. Personally, I'm the type of person, I'll make a pot of coffee. As soon as it makes, I turn the off switch off. Because I don't like hot coffee. Oh, perfect coffee drinking temperature for me is about 120 degrees.
It all depends.
There's no such thing as the perfect cup of coffee, but when I did used to drink coffee, it was store bought. It was Royal Farms Tasty Cake coffee. It tasted just like a chocolate eclair.
So I didn't do the coffee from the vending machines in Japan, and I really should have tried it because I actually heard some were pretty good. I was the type of person, I had found a coffee that I liked, and there's a couple iced coffees I can do. Because occasionally I'm a basic white girl.
Again, they put up the ticker, son. Science confirmed that coffee is the devil's nectar.
Oh, I didn't know that science was named Terry and Tier.
Well, actually, science is Fauci. You know, I'm just an agent of science.
So how much did you pay him, or did you just have to blow him?
Well, you know, he's short, so it really didn't.
Had to get him a step stool to blow him.
Exactly. Had to lift him up. Had to hold him.
Oh damn! Like you went Amazonian on him. So basically, you just used him like a sucker or a popsicle.
Yeah, you know, and he's like, oh, okay, you can use the science, Justin. Yeah, thank you, Fauci. Oh, not in my head.
Tears just like, by the way,
Tears
just like, by the way, your diet's a little messed up. You should try to eat some more pineapple, some more fish.
Some more fish. I had to tell him, you know, not my hair. I had to stream tonight.
He was like, I just want to cuddle. You're like, no. What are you, some kind of fag?
I love that part in Boondock Saints.
Except for at the Boondock Saints, it's what a fag.
Yeah.
It was a firefight.
God, I love that movie. I
Best.
know a lot of people talk shit about the second one, but it's kind of hard to compare to the first when it's become a cult classic and you've had years in between. But it wasn't as bad as some people try to say it was.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a terrible sequel at all. It was okay.
In comparison to a lot of other sequels, it could have been far, far worse. And though
Yes.
while they did set it up to have a third movie, I honestly think with as far as it's been, they ought to let it die. Otherwise, if they're gonna do a sequel now, it should either be animated or a book.
A book would be better.
Well, I like animated because it's like I would like to see Firefly continued on, but all of the actors are exponentially older. So if you did a animated variant of it, you could still have all the original cast who is still interested
Ron Glass is dead.
going back with it.
I believe Ron Glass is dead.
Okay. Which one's that?
Ron Glass is dead.
Yeah.
Alan
He
Tudyk.
played
That Preacher?
Shepherd Book.
Yeah, Preacher.
Shepherd Book, yes.
That's why I said Preacher.
So did you? All right, there are comics that tell you Shepherd Book's story. He was a triple agent.
Yeah. That's why in the movie they had him. He was the one that said they're going to come at you from all sides.
Yeah. Like he was originally a brown coat that joined the alliance in order to spy on the brown coats. Like it was wild. Of all the Wheaton story stuff, I think that one and Angel really needed follow up. Like more, they needed more seasons.
I still want to go through and rewatch Buffy because I'm in mixed pieces of it, but I want to say it's like what freaking Scrubs. Only the first like 7 to 8 seasons are good.
There's only 7. I think there's only 8 seasons.
It was only 8 seasons. Everything when Buffy, I think it should have ended when Buffy leaves school and Angel leaves the city.
Nah.
That's where it should have ended. Like it should.
When Fox canceled it and the CW picked it up, the way that Fox ended it, should have left it alone right there.
Oh, you talking about when she died?
Yeah.
Or if they're going to do that, they should have just brought up the rest. It's like a different hunter.
The Slayer.
Slayer.
Yeah.
That's it.
See,
you're right, sorry.
technically,
But then that always
They
ends up
did.
falling in. Go ahead.
technically
I know
they did. They had actually
Kendra-
3 Slayers at one point.
They actually had Kendra,
Kendra, Faith, and
Buffy.
Yeah.
But Kendra was killed by not the big previous season. That's why Faith was called.
No, Faith was called
Like-
up after Buffy at the end of the first season when she drowned.
Uh,
I think we're losing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Buffy that well and that whole thing, but usually what happens is what always happens. Like it happened with Dragon Ball Z. They want to go to someone else, and the fans bitch about having to deal with someone new, and they want the original person back. And instead of sticking with it, or I shouldn't say instead of sticking with it, instead of the director or writer or whatever sticking to their guns and being like, no, this is the
I
fucking
think-
direction we're going. Fucking deal with it. The fucking studios cave because like we're not getting the ratings we once were, and they still don't get the fucking ratings back.
Well, it didn't help that Kendra was actually pretty unlikable.
Well, that's
I'm
why
not
she
saying-
died.
yeah, she was a bitch. They did it again.
Johnny went away.
You there, Johnny?
I am
He's
now.
back.
Okay. Yay.
I don't know what happened there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but like you said, Kendra was unlikable. I love Faith. I think they should have had a Faith side show. That would have been fun. Because she was technically evil.
Yeah. And then you had Faith the Rogue Slayer.
Yeah, and that could have been, been a whole nother thing where you had Faith, working against Buffy or Angel or somebody else or anti-hero.
But she did
Well-
in the third season. She was working with
The mayor.
what's his fuck?
The mayor.
Wesley.
Oh, yeah. And then the fourth season, she started working with the mayor. She was his slayer.
Yeah. Well, Wesley and the mayor were.
Well, no, Wesley
Well,
was
wait a minute.
supposed to be was Buffy's new watcher, and because Giles had got kicked out for breaking his code.
Yeah.
He became too attached to Buffy.
Yeah, he came far too attached to Buffy, and it broke his code. And Wesley was sent to rein her in, and then Faith happened, and he became her watcher too. And then the mayor, Faith joins the mayor.
Yep. But
They
yeah,
killed-
And then Faith went on to be in Angel and redeem herself or something.
But again, she should have been an anti-hero. It should have been she should have been working with a big bad of someone else. Faith could have been a great character explored.
Faith was a good character. I loved her redemption arc, where
Yes.
she finally admits to what she did and ends up going to turn herself in to go to prison, and actually stayed in prison
Mhm.
up until the original evil come after her.
Yeah, that whole ending arc where now they just made more. Every woman that's possibly a slayer now is a slayer.
Yeah.
Look, Joss Whedon has had some good ideas and some not so good ideas. Early seasons of Buffy were really good from what I know of. I still like Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog that they made during the writer's strike.
Yeah, I do.
I like Once More.
That
with
was
Feeling.
so fun.
I
Once more
still
with feeling great.
I still love the fact of, the hero of Canton, the man they call Jane.
Yes. You never watched Firefly Hellcat?
Oh, Firefly, yes.
Oh, what's really
I was-
funny?
I was
Go ahead.
stuck on you guys talking about Buffy.
You never watched
What's
Buffy?
really funny for Firefly is the armor the Alliance uses is the same armor from Starship Troopers.
It is. I love how in the future the Chinese have taken over.
Well, no, it wasn't the Chinese had taken over. It was the Chinese, Americans, and I think one more, maybe, were the only ones who had enough resources to be able to go through to get off the planet. That's why there's a mixture of English and Chinese. And that's why and then they use the Chinese for swearing to basically get around the FCC and censors.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't mind if your sister's all morbid as long as she does it all quiet like.
Again, I would love for a second season back then, because if they do it now, it's going to be terrible.
Oh, yeah. And the movie was okay, but it was kind of just, it retconned a lot of other stuff and then just kind of spit in some of the other things.
They killed Wash. I hated the movie.
I
Dude,
had
they killed
issues
Wash,
with
they
that.
killed Book.
They introduced my favorite character and killed him all in one fell swoop.
Who?
I absolutely loved Mr. Universe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I love some of the side characters from the original series, like the wife. I forget her name, the redhead.
Oh God, she pissed me off so bad.
She would she
I,
she was
she had too many names. One of her names was Saffron. That's the only one I remember.
yeah,
Christina
but
Hendricks?
she would have been a great reoccurring villain, like or not even a villain, but foil.
The wife.
Yeah, because she wasn't really a bad person. She was married to like a Hick
Mal.
Planet farmer guy the first time.
Oh, special
And
place
then
in
she
hell
actually was
for those
married
who
to
do things they
Mal.
shouldn't do and those who talk in the theater.
Hmm?
Yeah.
The one who married Captain Tight Pants. And
Yes.
I shaved my beard for you.
Yeah. God
Uh-huh.
damn it, girl! I shaved my beard for you.
Well, you know it's true love when you shave your testicles.
Hey, look, I'm with Wash on who he married, and the chick who played Zoe.
Gina Torres. Back in the day, that is if I could any celebrity, she was number 2.
Because it's just that whole thing. Have you ever been with a warrior woman? Although I still love the freaking first episode where Jane goes to freaking torch the Alliance guy for info. And he goes through, he's like, "You don't know anything. Now it's gonna take me an ear."
No,
They know everything. They know everything about you. They know how many fillings you have in your teeth.
I think the best Jane one, his best Jane episode is when when Mal was doing the flashbacks of how he met the entire crew, and
yeah, Zoe,
like they make you share a bunk, and he just looked at the guy beside him.
I still like when he's saying that. He's like, well, I could offer you this. The one guy's like, he ain't gonna do it. He shoots me. He's like, go on.
Yeah. Oh man, that my favorite character will forever be Wash. Like
I am a semi-muscular man.
No, what I would love to
semi-muscular man.
He says that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I don't think it's the greatest show ever, Terry Bot.
That was I will say it's a bit more overrated and it's a lot of people going on nostalgia. I think it had a good plot to where it could have gone somewhere. It's follows the same thing. Fox fucked it up like they fuck up a whole bunch of stuff.
It was literally a space western. Like that's all it was. It had all the tropes of a western, and I like westerns, so it was a good series. However, I agree. Like most people nowadays rave like it was the best thing ever. It was good. Nathan Fillion was great as Mal. Gina Torres was great as Zoe. I love Summer Glau. I forget the brother, and I forget everybody else because everybody else doesn't fucking matter.
Well, Alan Tudyk was
except for
Wash.
Kaylee and Inara. So,
but every character, it's like, well, honestly,
man.
the entire female cast, because they're all relatively either my age or older, I could legitimately say, good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah,
and that whole thing. But it's kind of like they had a very similar thing to what the Avatar did for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Every character had enough screen time to get actual growth to care about them.
And everybody had enough episodes dedicated to them to you learned a lot about them. Like you learned about every character, even it was only 26 episodes. You knew
No, Firefly was aired 12, filmed 13.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It was on the 13th episode. They were told the series was canceled, and the 13th episode was not going to be aired because the 13th episode is when they deal with the bounty hunter.
Yeah, Jumple. So I have the season. I have the.
Yeah, I have the entire series on
Yeah.
DVD and on my hard drive but it's only 13 episodes. Like, I still think my favorite one as well is when they initially are dealing with the guy who's obsessed with Sun Tzu.
Mishka.
Yeah, Mishka. And he's talking to the one guy who's this thing, and he's just like, okay, what we're going to do, and Mal's just like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to try to avoid each other. I'm going to stay around here, try not to take any jobs. And the guy's like, we do not care. You will keep the money.
And he puts him in the.
He just kicks him into the freaking the engine. And the next guy's like, yep, we'll avoid each other. Best thing for everybody.
Yeah. Oh man, and that would have been. I would have loved for him to at least gotten the put a bullet in Mishka.
Oh God, yeah.
Mhm.
I thought Mishka
I would have
was
loved to see
his
that.
the guy that got kicked into the thing.
No, Mishka with the
No, that
old
was
guy.
one of his guards.
Like one of his most loyal guards, yeah. And I really think they should have explained books like they set up Book when he does the whole I got shot and I need to go to the Alliance,
That ain't
and
no
they look at
preacher.
his thing and go, hey, take care of him.
It wasn't Mishka, it was Niska.
Mishka.
Adelaide Niska.
It was.
Holy
mean
fuck,
guy
Zac
with the
Efron
badass
played young
version.
Simon.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
I knew that.
I didn't. Yeah, 'cause
That's first time
Sean
I'm
Mayer
hearing
played Simon Tam. Obviously, Summer Glau was River Tam. And then Christina Hendricks is Saffron.
Mhm.
You know, Summer Glau just had that robotic appearance ever since Sarah Chronicles.
Sarah Connor Chronicles. Fuck, we'll get it out eventually.
Yeah. She just had that robotic appearance to me now. And that's another series killed by Fox.
Well, Fox has a notorious habit of axing series that they get in that are actually popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I don't know how popular Titus was, but I think it got to 3 seasons before it got canceled.
Shit, Fox
they-
canceled.
They were struggling through the 3rd season.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
I mean honestly, it wasn't much of a series after the 2nd. Like that's all it was meant to be. Was about a season to 2. Probably
I
a
think
season and a
Stacey
half.
Keach's father was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
What?
Stacey Keach actually died a couple of years after they stopped filming.
That's what killed him. They canceled Titus.
Well, he died recently, didn't he?
The guy who played
No,
the,
Stacey Keach.
the guy who
Oh,
played
Stacey
No,
Keach is
Stacey
still alive.
Keach has been dead. No,
Yeah, he's still alive.
Stacey Keach died a while ago.
Really?
Wait, we're
Yeah,
talking
he
about the
died
guy
like
who
in the
played
late
in
90s.
Titus, the TV show, right?
Yeah, the father.
To play the dad because he was in The Bourne Legacy.
Yeah, he's alive still.
Yeah, he's still alive.
One of the Keaches is alive, but I believe Stacey
Stacey Keach.
died.
Yeah, it's Stacey.
No, Stacey
Keach.
Keach is alive.
Yeah, he's
He's
alive.
81.
Really?
Yeah,
Which
he's
Keach
81. Looking at
died?
his
Yeah,
He died.
his most recent stuff is like Man with a Plan, American Greed, Blue Bloods, The Blacklist.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, no, he's been in stuff after that. Because like I specifically remember him as a somewhat minor character in Bourne Legacy. That man is Stacey Keach is one who just steals roles as well. Or I shouldn't say steals roles, steals the scene.
Steals.
Yes. He has a commanding voice.
A
Dude,
presence, like he is.
Yeah,
just
say not just a
there.
voice, a presence.
Oh, he's a junior. His father's also named Stacey Keach.
There's a lot of Keaches.
Huh.
And the
Yeah,
guy who
they,
played his
did
brother, Oh
They
wow,
did a
he's done quite a
series
few things.
called The Long Riders. It was based on the James Gang, and it had the Keach brothers in it. It was all just a whole bunch of brothers. I believe that the
The
Brit
Lone Rider, yeah.
And Stacy Keach has 5 upcoming projects.
It had
it was the Keaches, the Kill Bill.
David Carradine.
The Carradines, yeah. And then there was another group of brothers.
I did not know that David Carradine and John Carradine were related. Oh, I mean,
Yeah, Revenge
as
of
far
the
as
Nerds.
as far as them being brothers, I didn't expect that. I was expecting like cousins, maybe something along the lines of that. I didn't expect them to be brothers because it's like seeing David Carradine and doing like kung fu and stuff, and then John Carradine being in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, it is kind of wild.
David Carradine, I believe, was his dad.
Oh no, they're brothers.
Keith Carradine is his
Keith
brother.
Carradine is Keith is a
Is
third
the
brother.
dad? No.
I think if I'm remembering
Give me a
correctly, I'll have to
second.
take a look.
Keith is his
No.
paternal half brother. Robert is his paternal half brother. And John is their father.
Huh.
Yeah, Keith, Robert, Ever Carradine, and Martha Plimpton. Well, but Ever and Martha are nieces.
Yeah.
I did not know Martha Plimpton was related to the Carradines.
And like
That is interesting.
when I looked at, it was an episode of Criminal Intent that had Robert Carradine in it, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, I know this motherfucker from somewhere.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, he in the Criminal Intent episode, he didn't look anything like that.
Was it the guy who played Booger?
No,
He's
he
been
was
in a shit
the
ton of
lead
stuff.
guy.
He's okay. He plays Louis Skolnick in Revenge of the Nerds. And then Anthony Edwards plays my favorite character, whose name I can't think of right now.
I actually got
Gilbert Lowe.
I met Curtis Armstrong
Gilbert,
at a
yes.
convention, and I actually have an autograph of a still from the Revenge of the Nerds.
Nice.
And I was explaining, he's like, well, he seemed a little bit young for that movie. And I go, well, when it came out, yes, I was not that old. But my sister plopped me in front of the TV screen and she had me watch it while she was babysitting me. And she goes, wow, your sister's a horrible person.
See, if I'd have paid attention when I went to ASIN in 2018, I could have met the what was it Jason David, the guy who played the original Tommy, the second Yellow Ranger, and one other if I'd have paid attention, but I didn't, so I actually didn't get a chance to. But one of the guys I met there, like, he went there, and it might have been the guy who played Rocky, I can't remember, but he got them, the three of them that showed up at that convention, to sign his original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie VHS copy.
All right,
Wow.
so I work for Otakon whenever it happens in DC. I've been there for maybe 15 years. I've met Johnny Young Bosch. I've met David Frank. I've met, I think that's the only one of the Power Rangers I've met or cared to meet. Yeah, I think that's the only group, the only ones I've cared to meet. But I've met them.
Oh, I just thought it was apparently hysterical because I got to meet. I don't know if it was necessarily the people who put on ASIN when I was there in 2008, but I did get to meet the people who were pretty much introducing and doing everything for the anime hell thing that they did there. And it was purely by accident. And at that time as well, that's why like I kind of completely understand with Mr. Jack, the whole thing of people just stopping and talking to you, because when me and my buddy were waiting in line, and it was I still swear it was kind of more with me than him, but I could be wrong, but other things have said otherwise. We were waiting in line to get into something, and people would walk past us, stop, turn around, come back, and ask us what we were waiting in line for.
That tends to happen.
And we're like, yeah, this anime convention thing. The real funny thing was, it was like the second or third day of the convention. There was also like a prom or a junior prom happening that night. And there were some of the girls that saw some of the other girls who were cosplaying. And they're like, oh my God, I love your dress. Are you here for prom? They're like, no, I'm here for this anime convention. So people going to the anime convention were outdressing the people that go into their prom.
So it's Otakon usually in the summer, and we take over the DC Convention Center, the Beast. And if you ever go to DC around August, early August, late July, you will see a sea of humanity. A great swelling of geeks, nerds, otakus, aficionados, weebs, weeaboos, wiggers, womps. Just take over half of DC. It is fucking glorious.
Well, apparently I might be having to go to a couple of these conventions because there's a few near me this year. So,
dude, if you ever want to go to
Having
Otakon,
to
let me know.
go, are they going to drag you kicking and screaming?
what?
You said having to go. Are they going to drag you kicking and screaming?
No, they'd get shot for that.
Shit,
No, what I mean by is I'm gonna have to go is I'm gonna have to get off my ass and force myself to go to some of these things because I'll forget they happen.
Again, Rodney, if you ever want to go to Otakon, I can get you on. I can try to get you on staff. Like
now, I have to think: are they going to be cool with my or the concealed carry reciprocity?
You can always work security.
Because that's the whole thing. Like, I'm still trying to figure out a custom cosplay to where I can carry fake guns, but still have a real gun.
Resident Evil, they always carry guns.
Deadpool.
Well,
Hellcat.
Because of what one of my old coworkers said, I kind of want to have a couple custom single
Punisher?
action. No, I want to have a couple custom single action revolvers, and then make a cowboy costume.
Jonah Hex.
Simon.
Oh, you can go with Revival Ocelot.
I'm not that big into Metal Gear Solid.
Simon Wolfwood.
Yes, I'm Wolfwood Ward too. You can go with either Dante or Nero. Well, not Nero, but Dante.
You know Dante
Anthony
carries
Nowell.
1911s, right?
I believe he carries 1911. Yes.
Yeah, he carries custom 1911s in the 1911 he actually carries for his left hand, for I think that one's ebony, because I believe ivory's in his right hand, because that's what their names are. Yes, I'm that much of a nerd. It's custom made to where it has a left-hand eject.
Yeah.
I've spent
You know,
way too much time
eject-
on the website known as IMFDB, the Internet Movie Firearms Database.
Oh, I have. There's something like that. I want that.
And I actually told Polly, or I've put it in something, and I don't know if he read it or whatnot. Quite literally, with one of the guys I used to work with, we used to do that with some of the movies we watched when we were on third shift, because we had the chance. It was what we did. We could watch movies occasionally. So we would try to guess what movie it was, or what gun it was, especially if it was a movie neither of us had really seen. And then we would see who was right by going to IMFDB.
Well, I didn't know. Sweet.
Let's see. Don't give me.
Now, granted, they don't have everything because some guns are actually very hard to identify, but with quite a few of them, they've legitimately talked with the people who were the armorers for the set.
Shit, you know what
I
you
just
can
don't know if they got that for Rust.
Ha! You know who you can go as with a custom gun? You can go as fucking Altar.
Oh no, I want to make a completely custom freaking that I'm just gonna be. It's gonna be basically me just dressed as a cowboy.
1 year I went dressed as
I
a
just need to
blacksmith.
I just want to get into better shape because I got a gut and I want to bring that down, and I want to basically have pretty much entirely tailored clothes for that. Pretty much just going to be an outfit I can wear, and it's just going to be an excuse to wear it, to have like 4 revolvers, and just 2 of them will be loaded. So I have to talk with, I have to contact Ruger at some point to see if they will do custom single action army. Otherwise, I could do a roll and disc chain from the Dark Tower, but then I have to contact Smith & Wesson's custom shop to see if they'll make me 2 stainless variants of the Model 25 and 45 Colt with sandalwood grips.
That would cost a pretty penny and a shiny nickel.
It's probably going to cost me a minimum of $2,000 per revolver.
Fuck no.
Well, that's because if they're going to do it, they're going to do it exactly how I want. One, it has to have the laser engraving with the sign of
I could go without that. I could go without that movie playing every time I load a page.
What? You're perfectly.
I'm on the IMFDB because I did not know that thing existed.
You're welcome.
I've had to do Google searches for, hey, what kind of gun is this? And they're like, "Do you mean this gun?" I'm like, "No, I'm not talking about Morgan Freeman. I'm talking about Brad Pitt." Because I wanted to know the type of gun for Brad Pitt's character in 7.
In 7, yeah.
Because my stepson wanted an airsoft gun to match. Because he watched that movie once and he's just like, I don't know what kind of gun that is, but if you can find out, let me know. And it's all I know is all I remember that it's a Browning.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that movie. As Tari keeps erroneously calling it, to 7.
You sleep every night. At least I'm not afraid of my pillow. Don't kill Cedric.
Yeah, it's a custom Springfield Army M1911A1. Okay.
I heard you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm trying to find the mark of the white right now, and apparently my skills are not up to what they used to be. Yeah, I'm fucking shit up.
In that case, then they lied to me.
Ah, there we go. View file. Save. This is a shitty variant, but I don't care, so we're going to do that. Click on this one. Say browse. Go back to here.
It's a nice looking SMG, though.
And then go over back to here, because I have to talk when I do this. It would look like this. This is the mark of the white in that whole thing. And then the sandalwood grips are the very big thing as well. So it has to be It wouldn't be like a Model 25. It'd be a Model 625 would be their stainless variant. So it's going into further than just the whole thing. And if it's going to be going into their custom shop, they better make the action. But the biggest thing for these revolvers that would also have to have is either custom serial numbers or bare minimum consecutive serial numbers.
Okay.
Because if I'm going to spend anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 per revolver for 2 guns, and you don't give me what I want, I will send them the fuck back and tell you to either refund me or do it the fuck right. And
either make it again or make it give my money back.
that's the well, my dad actually got to watch that with one of his old bosses, because I think it's old bosses. But he went through the whole thing of, even though the 44 Magnum did not exist for the time frame of when the spaghetti western was set, he wanted I think it might have been Roy Rogers or the Lone Ranger or something, I can't remember, but it was a 44 Magnum single action revolver. 44 Magnum as well as 357 Magnum didn't exist until like the 1960s, 1970s. There's a reason why it got popular with Detective Harry Callahan from Dirty Harry, because that was the first revolver chambered in 44 Magnum with the Model 29.
That doesn't look like a very big gun.
Which gun?
John Malkovich's gun from Red.
Oh,
the picture. It's a Smith & Wesson Model 460V.
Yeah, I own one.
In the movie, it looks a lot bigger than the picture.
Well, here's the funny part: is that's also the same revolver, because it's the 5-inch barrel variant that Mila Jovovich used in Resident Evil 5 of the movie. Because here, and I have to change things around. Let's put this back over here. Sorry, I have to adjust the length of cameras, and I think we're starting to lose Angela.
You're starting to tear.
I'm here. Yeah.
No, I mean we're losing you because you're starting to get tired. Holy shit, this picture is bigger than I expected. Because this is with a standard Sharpie holding it up.
God damn.
That's how big that gun actually is. That's a regular Sharpie. It doesn't look as big, but that's how big it actually is.
All right,
that is the 5-inch barrel 460 Magnum.
All right,
we've been going for over 2 hours.
For a hot minute, so
that's a pretty gun.
Thank you. That's mine.
That is pretty.
All right. I'm gonna close the show. I want to do my shells.
Okay.
So you can find Angela and James I guess it'll be tonight on Quippers Rumble stream for Quippers United Jackbox stream at about 7:00.
70.
On
Rumble.
Eastern.
7:00 Eastern, 6 Central, and go on from there.
And it's on Rumble because he was a bad boy for something or other.
And once
100 years
again, we forget Mountain.
That's okay. It's 4:00 for me. So.
No one gives a damn about Mountain Time.
I'm not in Mountain Time.
You don't need to tell me the obvious.
All you have to do is take an hour off Central. You're okay.
It doesn't change the fact that Mountain Time is the most abused time zone in the world.
Fucking deal with it.
Hey, it's not our fault you're stuck between your big sister Pacific and your big brother Eastern.
No, there's enough Californians here to make it easy enough.
Want to bet that we got more Californians than y'all do?
Yeah, I'm not taking that bet.
We keep all those.
Most of the time, most of the population that's moved here is actually Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got Portlanders.
Well, there are a few Oregonians here, but yeah.
You still have to say, how fucked up do you have to be to get it to where Walmart doesn't want to be a business in your town anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be real
Fucking
fucked up.
Walmart.
Cracker Barrel left. Like, what the fuck?
Like, well, okay, yeah, I can kind of understand that one, but fucking Walmart. I have met crackheads at Walmart, I'm pretty sure.
That's where I go
Wouldn't be
land whale
Walmart
sighting.
if you didn't.
Turns out I was also invited to go on Quippers United.
Woohoo!
Nice. I
All
will
right.
also be on Rotten's stream tomorrow.
All four of us, me, Angela, James Colley, and Rotten will be on Rotten's channel at about 11:50 Eastern too, as well.
It's gonna be closer to like midnight-ish. It's all gonna depend. I'm gonna try to get it set up because we're watching Birdie, unless something else changes.
Okay.
Yes,
Rotten
that's
also
the next
does-
Nicolas Cage film,
Oh,
which I'll be doing a Talking into the Void on Monday since that's a down to the gym. So for any of you who are going to be awake at around 11:30ish, probably closer to like 11:45 Eastern, that would be 10:45 Central, 9:45 Mountain. You're welcome. And
Thank you.
something in California, because I think that's like 4 hours before or after Eastern. Am I around there? 3?
Yes.
So that would make it 8.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll get there. Hey, man, I used to know Afghanistan local time. I can't fucking remember it. I just know currently with the spring forward, we are 14 hours or behind Terry right now. Because Terry shares the same time zone as Japan.
Okay. James, are you doing your Saturday stream next Saturday?
It's tentative. If I can find a subject I want to talk about,
Okay.
We will find okay. This
Go
may
ahead.
be the alcohol talking, but not necessarily the alcohol talking. We can find a subject to talk about. We can nerd out like me, Tier, and Johnny did, just talking predominantly Suikoden lore for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have gone way longer.
And that was me who'd only played 2 of the games compared to them, and I still kind of held my own. At least
I
for
still
lore.
have no idea what you guys were talking about. I just
What?
listened to the whole damn thing.
Thank you.
Right now, honestly, even just for playing 2 of the games, you held your own pretty well. So,
What I'm going to do on Monday, though, not a clue. But Tier, you're welcome. John, you're welcome. James, if you're awake, and I think
I'll be
Angela,
at
you
work.
probably have to work. Okay, yeah.
Hopefully. I got into a tiff at work on Friday. Angela got to overhear it.
Cool.
So we'll see what the fallout come Monday is.
in other words, you're going to be like, yeah, kiss my ass.
Well, I've got another job offer.
Nice.
There you go.
Depending on what comes of this drug test, I'm going to pass the drug test. You know, so quite honestly, I've got me a job. Pays $3 more an hour, and all I
Nice.
get to do is drive.
There you go.
They take care of the maintenance on the vehicles.
Nice.
All I got to do is fill it up with gas, drive.
Dude, that's awesome. So, like, I'm still trying to get this full-time post office job. Because if I can get that full-time post office job, I have to, like, pay in a bit. But when I pay in, I can then contribute the 12 years I had in the military to that federal job.
Well, as far as bidding, because all right, so as far as bidding for leave when you have vacation days, you count as having those 12 years plus whatever you have in the post office. But if you bid for scheduling, you still go to the bottom.
Oh, I don't care about that. I don't take vacation a whole lot as long as I can get some days off when I want them off, which is usually when most other people, unless they're hunters, when I get back into that, it's pretty irregular. And I look at when other people aren't going to be going on vacation, because other folks got families and whatnot. I'm some podunk single dude.
Yeah, I don't take major holidays off. I always work them. Unless I have them off and I still work them. Hellcat, you have your minions on Wednesdays, right?
Thursdays.
You have your minions on Thursdays. You have your Penny Arcade whenever the hell you feel like it. You have your powwow stream whenever the hell you feel like it.
And one coming up actually after this stream.
A powwow?
Penny Arcade?
No, Penny Arcade.
What you playing?
I am going to continue with the randomized A Link to the Past.
Ah, nice. All right. We'll be here next Saturday for the midnight show. I think I would like to do more Am I the Asshole stories because that shit was fun. Like it got some spirited debate going.
Yeah, I can also try and find some like advice columns like Dear Abby and shit.
Oh yeah, and I can look for some freaking other shit on Twitter and whatnot.
Oh, if you want the good ones, go with Slate.
Again, I'm trying to find my feet in this show. I did the I'm at an asshole stream the stuff because I thought it'd be fun. If that's what I would love to do more. Like if you guys want to get
Well, that's the whole thing is we're kind of doing a fuck it, this is just what we're doing because you've seen how we are on my streams, whether it's like the Talking to the Void or my Rotten movie reviews. We stay with something for a little while. We stayed on the Am I the Asshole longer than I expected because I think all of us were like yes or no, and we were gonna fight that shit in tooth and nail.
But they were fun. Like
yeah,
and then always more to go through. Like that shit, dude. Now that I know that that's something viable, if you want to do Slate, if you want to do the one, the advice columns. Yeah,
the Slate is the advice columns, and they have like the most deranged shit on there because it's like, I banged my girlfriend's boyfriend or my little sister's boyfriend. Should I feel bad about that? It's like,
yes,
yeah, and they try to explain this. Like the way that makes them seem like they're not the bad guy. It's like, oh, it's just a little thing that happened. It's like, yeah, but it fucking happened. Like, what are you doing?
Okay, we'll do this for this one. We'll each gather 5 between. Angela, you gather 5.
I'll gather something. What I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
5 what?
Am I the assholes? Advice columns that you would like read, and we could just like, this is terrible, this is bad advice. Twitter stories, I guess. Just
I'll
something.
see what I can find. I usually steer clear of stuff like that, but I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, and bring them here. We'll read them out and have that, and then we'll run off the parts unknown like we just did.
I tend to get into most of my debates by agreeing with either Kevin Sorbo or Dean Cain.
Kevin Sorbo is such a mixed bag of like. There are certain things I agree. He is a religious fundamentalist. There are things I agree with him on. There's other ones that's like, dude, are you retarded?
Yeah.
I'll turn around and I'll either get the people that are like totally behind him.
The only thing
because he said something supremely dumb, or I'll get the people that are just responding to him to hate on him.
The only thing I really can't get behind him on is the role he played in God's Not Dead, which was one of the dumbest fucking movies I've ever seen the premise of. It's a little more believable now, but the whole thing of a teacher being like, you're going to have to say God's dead because I'm an atheist. I mean, Granted, like I
That
said,
is such a straw man.
it's nowadays not so much, considering like they've had the whole thing of like, for extra credit you can tell me how you hate Trump.
For extra credit, you can tell me how you would suck someone's dick.
Hey, that's high school, not college.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, sir, that's middle school.
Hey,
Not high
we're both
school.
wrong. It's elementary. Heyo.
I was just about to
Only
say
if you
that.
want to eat brownies.
Johnny, all right. A man comes up to you and he pulls down his pants. What do? Kick him in the nuts.
I shoot him in the face.
No,
and,
Johnny.
and not with my penis.
Ask him if he's here for the castration. It's 2 for 1 if he brings a friend.
Ask him if
I'll
he knows
even
Joe
heat up the
Biden.
knife.
Well, if
You
men
say,
comes
Mr.
at
Biden, please go away. Oh man, we are some fucked up people, aren't we?
If a man comes up to me and pulls down his pants, I'm going to say, I get it, Hunter. Your dad's president.
Hey.
You're like the scammers from freaking Rick and Morty. If I see a penis, so help me God.
Oh man. All right, I'm going. I'm about to faint. It's been fun. We'll see you next time, next Saturday, same time and everything. Pardon words.
Oh, this is
Have a
fun.
good night. Sweet dreams.
Have a good one, everyone.
Whatever you do, try not to miss me.
Are you jingling keys?
So far.
Did you just jingle keys?
No, that was a dog.
No,
shaking
that's
his
the
dog.
dog.
Called it.
Any
The
words?
dog
just-
Don't touch kids.
Don't touch kids. Sound advice. Unless they're yours.
Incest in the morning.
Oh, Jesus Christ, why I say that? James, come on.
Incest is the best. Put your family to
Goodbye. We're leaving. Adios. Stream's done.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.